Okay, good morning. This is Venice 78, and we are today with Pablo, Larraín, and Kristen Stewart to discuss their latest movie called Spencer, presented today in competition. So thanks for being here with us, to both of you. Thanks a lot. And Mr. Larraín, the movie is about Lady D, Diana Spencer, and takes place during the 3 days of a royal Christmas in Sandringham, and maybe the last royal Christmas of Diana before divorcing Prince Charles. Why did you choose to tell that particular time in life of Diana?
Well, I think it's very interesting to see what could happen to anyone in a moment of crisis. I think a crisis could really define who you are in a very beautiful way. And also I think it's a good opportunity to show how she's determined to find her own identity besides the royal family and anyone else. So thanks to Steve Knight and a wonderful script, we were able to create this device where she's by herself discovering and dealing with her own ghosts in order to move on with her life away from the royal family.
And Mrs. Stewart, Lady D has been so many things, and is probably simply one of the most beloved figures in the recent history. How did you approach such a symbolic role?
I think it was about learning everything available, reading everything, looking at every picture, and then forgetting that you read anything and really just absorbing her energy, which was one of the most undeniable things about her. She was such a live wire. There are parts of her that don't seem to go together, but she is in no way a disparate person. Even before she left the family and even before she really came into her own and was self-realized and she felt completely at odds with her life, she still has this just undeniable energy that feels so whole. And so it was really important to be able to feel impulsive, because one of the things about her is that she feels unruly. She feels like you really never know what's going to happen. And so there was no perfect version of this. There was only, in order to stay faithful to my sort of impression of her was to take the two of us and find something in the middle.
After all the work you have done on Lady D, what really stuck with you of her? What do you take back from this experience?
I was wondering when we finished the movie whether or not I was still going to wear her, because I felt, she's much taller than me. We have energetically just all of our idiosyncrasies. They're very different, but I felt so empowered and so free and such a different woman when I was playing her. I took more joy into my physical self than I have playing any part, and this was an imagined 3 days that was not the best of her life. Obviously the highs and lows of her life were very extreme, and this was a low point. But even in these low points, we needed to show this life force, and stepping into that, it rubbed off on me. I felt 10 feet tall, and I felt like I could just dance naked in front of everyone. And I've tasted moments of that, but I've never felt that in full to the extent that I felt it playing her.
Mr. Larraín, actually, I would like to close this conversation. Actually, I would like to close this conversation with the same question to you, because this movie is so moving. What do you take back from this experience?
I keep thinking on my mother. What happens is that when I grow up, it was such a figure for her, for my mother, and I keep wondering why, if we're so far. We of course live and grow up in Chile, in South America, but then I came to understand that even though she was, someone from an aristocracy and linked to the royal family from very little, she still was able to create such an incredible impact because of her empathy. and she was so normal and regular and somehow ordinary. And I think that created a bridge of empathy all around the world. And I see that in my mother, and I see her, of course, first as a woman, but as well as a mother too. So I'm very happy that I still have my mom. That's what stayed with me, and it's beautiful and it's important, and yeah.
Thanks a lot. We are done. Thanks again for being here with us, and I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you
with
so
this
much.
movie.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Very nice question, sir.
Yeah.